Perfect. Thank you so much, Bill. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and share. Give me just a moment to do a quick switch here. You are going to see me at two places, just the way that the camera does share here. Hold on. There we are. So you'll see me at two places. Um, and they're going to be showing the exact same thing. But then I also want to make sure that we've got the chat box in place. So let me do that because that is where I can hear everything that you need and I can customize every session like I do whenever I'm in session. It's customized for the people here in the room. So I just dropped the link so you could get a copy of today's slides. Now do know that this link is only available and active during the session while the session is live. So once we hit the top of the hour, that's gone. So do not worry, oh, now I can't see it anymore. We're going to actually email you either later tonight or tomorrow everything, so you'll have that and the recording so you can slow me down, speed me up, however you need to, because today we're going to be talking about a big topic, which is how to reach customers online. And it is for some like drinking from the fire hose, and you might want to have me slow down and repeat it in a recording. You are welcome to do that with the recording that you get from us as well as the recording from SCORE. But this is how you can get the handouts. Again, you can use that QR code, that link down there at the bottom, or the link that I actually dropped here in the actual Slack, or the not Slack, the Zoom channel. You'll see it in the chat. Just use that, but know that it's only going to be available during the session. Once the session comes offline, so once the seminar is ended, then you won't see it there at that link anymore. So just to make you aware, because I know some people saved it last time and then they were coming back to me asking, where is it? As soon as the session is over, then you won't see it at this link, but it will be emailed to you. Okay? All right, everybody, find that chat box because that's the most important thing to do. I do customize every session that I do for the people in the room. If this is your first time here, put the number 1 in the chat box because it's most important that you can find that chat box, because that is where I can hear you. Your camera's not going to go live. You're not going to have your mic go live at any time. The chat box is where we can all communicate together. Perfect, everybody. Thank you for letting me know that you are new here, and welcome. My name is Maria Elena Duron, as Bill was saying. I appreciate you being here. I do come to you with a small business background, so I understand what it's like to be butcher, baker, candlestick maker in your business, and now you have to figure out how to do digital marketing and be chief analyst, as well as everything else in taking care of your customers. I understand what that juggle is like, so everything that I'm talking to you today is not about theory. In fact, I just left a remote team right before this session. I was working with a remote team of 15 that were talking about how they handle customer service within their social accounts. So understand that I come from 15 years of experience in international e-commerce. So I do know this space very, very well. And also I started back in 2004 in a business incubator, which is where you start from very much scratch and you learn from other people's experience, which is what I love about SCORE, because SCORE truly does give you the opportunity to have the experience of others without you having to invest that time, energy, and money to do that. So you're borrowing and actually dovetailing on the history and the experience of other people who have been there and done this. And that is huge. That's more valuable than other people's money. In fact, that is how I was able to get ahead, because I'm not a banker. I don't like bookkeeping at all, even though we hear all the time, you should know your numbers. And I understand that, especially when I'm talking to people about their marketing numbers, but not from the finance side. So to be able to go and to have somebody who actually understood that and to be able to help me not get blindsided was so valuable, because if I had to learn that experience on my own, that would have set me back a lot of time and energy and even some money. So I'm excited that you're here. Hello, Jersey. I see you in the house. Welcome. I'm so excited to see everyone here. Thank you for finding that chat box. So we're going to talk today about reaching customers online with Google. And even though I'm talking specifically in this platform here about Google, understand that this will work for any search engine, because if you're good to Google, then you're good to any other search engine. Google is the #1 search engine in the world. YouTube is #2. Okay, so it's also the number two social network, so right behind Meta. So you've got Google and YouTube all owned by Google. So it's important for us as small businesses to understand how search works. It is the new location where people go to first when they want to know, go, do, or buy. They pick up their mobile phone first and foremost. 84% of us do, and that's where they're searching. So there are some places that don't even build for desktop anymore because they know that people aren't utilizing that. If you use the link in the middle, which is the blue link, that's where you can find everything small business about Google, and then get with your SCORE counselor or your SCORE chapter to help and assist you to be able to know how to apply that, and even to get some advice on who locally could assist you with that because they've had that local experience. I am all about local business, so this is really important. You're very welcome, Pamela. Hello from Hendricks. Hello from Detroit. Wonderful. We've got from everyone here. If you want to connect with me, you'll see the first handle there is at Maria Duron. That's me on Twitter or X, and the second one is at Marketing Coach Maria, and you can find me on Instagram. Feel free to tag me. I am also and always excited to tag you and get you some more visibility if you tag me. So I'll share you in stories, retweet, repost you. Hello, Indianapolis. So I already gave away the answer to this. People are looking on Google. It doesn't matter where they might be getting some of their first brand exposure, be it in TikTok or potentially in Instagram stories or reels. They are, when they want their information and they're wanting to make decisions, they go to Google first. 96% of us, that's where we go because we're doing the research that we're looking for. And even if we're doing business locally, understand that locally, somebody's got a hot mic on. I hear a mic on, so you might want to mute yourself just in case. It's not supposed to come on, but just in case something overrides something, you might want to go ahead and mute that just to make sure everybody gets a good recording, right? We want to make this a great learning experience for everybody. So you'll see here that local businesses, even locally, people go here first. They don't walk into stores, they don't walk into shopping malls or lots unless they already have an idea of what they're looking for, or they're just trying to blow some time. Oh, now I'm muted. Okay. I see I was muted. How much of me did you miss, you guys? Where did we leave off? Yeah, I got muted. I'm not sure how I got muted, but can everybody hear me now? Oh, no worries. No worries, Bill. No worries. I'm sure you were you heard the hot mic on. Like, where's that coming from? No worries. We're trying to make sure it's a good learning environment, everybody. So locally, yes, locally. So, right. Oops. So 80% even locally still look because they want to know who has that brand locally, who has it in stock. And so before they even come out anywhere, they are looking on their mobile device first, right? So we're going to talk today about how people search in Google search. And I do know that everything today, 100% that I'm talking about is free. Now, even though you see the third bullet point there says about Google Ads, I'm going to teach you how to access it, but there's so much free information in there. And if we have enough time, I'll go into some details there. If I can do a live demo, I will for you. Now, that all depends on whether internet will play with us and Zoom, and I don't control either of those, but do know that everything that I'm talking about here today, even in the ad section, I can focus on what is 100% free, and then I'll delve just a little bit into the small fee if you want to get a little bit into the exploration and discovery side of that. And of course, I always end with a recap and resources. Do you see the Google's 92% reliance dropping with AI? No, not at all. And let me tell you why. Because all of the search engines have AI already embedded in them, and that's just going to roll out more and more come the end of 2024 and then 2025. So if you're not ready for it with your SEO, if you're using 2023 search engine optimization, it's a lot different now, and it's going to continue along that path. But because we are all good at being able to now ask conversational searches, Google's actually built for that. So Google actually had Google Lens, the visual search, well before any AI came out. So that has been around for a long time. In fact, we see over 7 billion searches on Google Lens already. So that's the visual search when you just snap with your camera and you search by a visual. So that's already been in play for at least 4 or 5 years. But even more so than that, you are seeing so much being built in that has already rolled out. So it's rolling out, everybody, in search, and that's just going to increase, which I'm excited about. Different generations, like we'll discover on TikTok, like Gen Z or Gen Alpha, will even discover within YouTube, but still YouTube is a part of Google search. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about Google search, since we need to know how this works, exactly, how this works and how we can get to the top of it. If we don't know how it works, then we can't get to the top of it, can we? All right. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Victoria, so much for making that helpful to everybody. I was just about to send that. So thank you so much. I love when I see everybody helping each other out in chat. That's how you can get a copy of the handouts that I'm using right now. And at the top of the hour, the end of the session, that will be gone, but it will be emailed to you. Okay. So here's how we start in search. Most of us see this, or we use the URL at the top, the address bar at the very top. Okay. Then when we're looking, and this is what it looks like on a laptop or a desktop, we'll see ads at the very top. In fact, sometimes at that top ad box that you see there called out, you will see that we actually, we go, that we actually have sometimes photos, Google shopping photos there too. Okay. So sometimes that is the case, that you'll see shopping photos there. Those are paid positions. Then you'll see search results. These are organic search results. So you have to earn that. And the way you earn that is on Google's 3-pillar algorithm. Now, that is the secret sauce that Google uses to determine who shows up first and highest in search. Do know that that's 3 pillars. Number one is relevance. So there's about 10 to 14,000 pieces of each of these pillars. So first is relevance. How well do you match what people are searching for? So what words are you using? For example, if they are searching for, hey, Google, hey Alexa, who can straighten my 14-year-old's teeth? And you are putting out on all your content that you're a pediatric orthodontist, that does not match straightening people's teeth. The phrase is, how can I straighten my 13-year-old's teeth? That doesn't match, so you're not relevant, so you don't show up. That's why it's important and on us to understand and do the heavy lifting, that we know the words our customers use. We need to be experts on our customers. So as you look here, that's how you get placed in search. And then of course, if you have a Google business profile, if you look there to the right, you can absolutely see that on the right hand side there, you can have a lot of good visual real estate with your Google business profile, which is how you control your information in Google search and maps. That is 100% free. Don't believe anybody that says you have to buy your listing or update it for $400 a month. That's not true. Those are unscrupulous marketing firms that are trying to make money really on trying to put photos and text there for you, but not for the listing at all. The listing, as it's sometimes called, is actually your Google business profile, and that's 100% free and can be used by home-based businesses as well. And you can suppress your address though it doesn't show up on maps, and that's a totally different session, and I'm happy to do that. Just let Bill know, or William know, or your SCORE chapter know that you're interested in that, and I can come do a whole session on that. Now, what we know happens with Google when you're searching is it is not the World Wide Web. So people believe that Google is the World Wide Web, and it is not. It is the biggest library of the World Wide Web. And because it's the biggest library, it is on you as the business owner to make sure that your website, your digital property is all in the actual library. A lot of people just post things and they hope that Googlebot will find them. And while Googlebot is amazing, it can take 90 to 180 days for it to find something that you just posted. If you yourself for free enter it in the library yourself, then it can be seen instantly. So a lot of people hope that, and while hope is wonderful to have, it's a poor strategy. So how do you get there? Well, when you're looking at Google search, those who have entered themselves into Google's library now can have a lot of opportunity to be visible and control exactly what Google is seeing. So a lot of times we'll look at SEO. So search engine optimization is truly just a fancy phrase that we use to say building confidence in the search engine has in you. Because when the search engine is confident in your information, that you are a viable business and that you're a good business that provides helpful information to people who want to know, go do, or buy, or need your product, service, or solution, now it will show you up higher in search. Will we discuss how to get our company on voice search for Alexa devices and Google Home? No, we're not going to discuss that in this session, but you can absolutely talk to your SCORE counselor, Google partner who invited you. Please talk to them about that. Are you going to send a copy of the presentation video? Yes, yes, yes. We are sending the copy presentation of the video. It will be later tonight or in the morning. And here's how you can get a copy of the handouts, everybody. And appreciate Victoria helping to make sure that anybody coming in just now is aware of that information. So you can get a copy of it while we're in session. After we're done with the session, it won't be available till it's emailed to you. Okay, so what is SEO? It is about making your site visible to people, but also making sure that the search engine feels comfortable with you. And when it feels comfortable with you, it can show you higher in search. Understand that if you don't show up in search, then people don't know you exist. And if they don't know you exist, they can't do business with you. And people won't look past the first 10 searches of a Google search unless they're hunting you down for a specific reason. Maybe you met them at a chamber event, so now they're looking for you, and they might go through 20 searches. So the first 2 pages, every page of Google search has 10 research results, and that's a scroll. So they might swipe up 2 or 3 times, but normally they will not go past that. So it's important and on us to show up high in search. And how we can show up high in search is by making sure we publish great content. It has got to be able, yes, so it's got to be able to go ahead and show great content that matches what people are searching. You need to make sure it matches. And you match also in your titles and descriptions, and also by being organized. Understand that I've worked with thousands of small business owners, and a challenge that they have is they want to use their home page as their junk drawer. So they just want to throw everything into the home page. They just hope that somebody's going to see it. Remember what I said about hope? Wonderful to have, poor strategy. But a lot of times what people see is a hot mess. They can't find their way around it, or they came from a social post like Facebook or Instagram, and now they're dropped into a home page because a business owner got so excited they just got them to look at their website and didn't realize, you know what, you promised to take them here, and you really should show them what you promised to take them. That's how you build trust, and that's how you keep interest. Because if I have to look through your home page and try to figure out where to find the information that you maybe even you were teasing towards, or you mentioned in another post somewhere or in your email marketing, then that's too much. I'm just going to go on down the road to another competitor because I don't want to put that much work in. And for the most part, most of us don't. So that's why it's so important for us to really know exactly what it is that we provide that's helpful. And we need to know that in the words of our actual customers. So that's pillar number one, is relevance. Somebody asked in the chat, what are the other 2 pillars? I'll tell you right away. So the other 2 pillars are distance. How far are you? So relevance is number one. Matching is so key and important. Number 2 is distance. How far are you from the person that's searching? Okay, that's also weighting in there, several different factors. And number 3 is your prominence score. That's your quality score. How many reviews do you have? How often do you reply to your reviews? When did you update your website? Do you have video and photos on your website? When was the last time you updated your photos and videos? Do people watch your videos all the way through? All of that's your quality score. And all those 3, relevance, distance, and prominence, is how Google determines in those 3 pillars where you show up in organic search. So when we talk about relevance being number 1, so the first one we're looking at here is Google Trends. This is a 100% free tool that you have access to. And you can go in and search what people are actually using, what phrases around your industry, around your business, around your town, if you want to look geographically, or around your competitor. And maybe you can get, if you post about that same information or delve into that conversation, you can get some of those eyeballs looking at you. The reason this is so important is because it takes a tremendous amount of time, energy, and money to get people looking over here, to get them looking over here. And we don't have that kind of money to get the market to look here. If we can match where the eyeballs already are and we can get them to look at us, now we have a chance to win and to show up in somebody's radar, and they know that we exist. For example, I was working with an actual veterinarian in Corpus Christi, and it happened to be in Corpus Christi, Texas that day. People were searching for cheapest veterinarian in Corpus Christi. He was not the cheapest, but every blog post, TikTok, TikTok, and every post that he did in all his socials, Instagram, Facebook, in his LinkedIn company profile said, I'm not the cheapest veterinarian in Corpus Christi, but we are the best because we could treat your four-legged family member like family. So he went over the 5 reasons why they are the best. Do you understand then he was utilizing the phrase because he knew people were searching for cheapest veterinarian in Corpus Christi. He wanted to show up there where the eyeballs are because some of those could be potential customers, excuse me, for him. So you can see what words they're using. You can compare what's popular. You can see the search patterns even over time. Let's say you're new to the business and you want to know if it's seasonal, or maybe this is your new idea you've launched and you want to see if there's any interest in that, or maybe how interested and when they're interested in your competitor. And you can really monitor your brand's popularity. How often? Every hour, Amber. So let me show you what this is. I'm going to try to bring up a demo. Hold on just a second here because I've got to switch screens. All right, everybody. So give me just a moment. There we go. I was wondering where my screen went to. And I'm going to switch for you. Actually, I'm going to make it bigger because I'm broadcasting. But let's say somebody drop a topic that they're interested in searching. Just drop it in the chat box, and I'm going to go to the live demo here. So this is Google Trend, fine jewelry. Thank you. Thank you, Daniel. Fine jewelry. All right. So in the past day in the United States, now understand, I can search all over the world. Okay, or I can search just in Algeria if I wanted to, but I'm searching the United States in the past day, and I am searching all categories, so I'm not looking just at one category. I want to know where jewelry is being talked about, but let's say somebody just wore this amazing, beautiful necklace in, at the Met Ball, and everybody wanted to see it, so I might want to just look at arts and entertainment. And then do I want to do a web search all over to the web, or just YouTube, or just to see the latest images that are posted? So I can get that specific. But you can see the past day, and then you can also see within the past hour. So in the past hour, not enough searches about fine jewelry. Maybe about jewelry. Okay, I could look there and you'll see in red. So in jewelry in general, there have been searches in the past hour. So you'll see more as the time progresses because the more searches that there are, the more you'll see. So blue is fine jewelry. See, blue is like a flat line here. Jewelry is actually coming up. And in the state of Texas, we can look and see by the region exactly what regions are doing better than the others. And even if I wanted to break down even more, I can look at Texas and say where in Texas, mostly in Houston, Dallas, Amarillo, and Austin. And then I can even get more specific there to see where. Now, not within the last hour because there hasn't been enough searches, but I can come on down here and say, all right, let's go for the past day. I want to go even further than past 4 hours because I really want to look, and I can see, okay, the Woodlands is talking about it. So if I was targeting some messaging somewhere, or let's say I was targeting my email marketing, maybe I was putting some geographic targeting to my ads, or maybe I want to do a flyer or a direct mail piece. So old fashioned, published marketing. So maybe I want to decide if I want to be in a magazine somewhere or an insert, and it's going to the Woodlands. This could be a good fit for me. But maybe I want to know, let's say my competitor was Jared. Okay, so Jared's. Actually, I'm going to go to something easier right now just because I can't remember if Jared's is apostrophe S or just S. So then I could see how Jared's compares in yellow and see, okay, actually there's more competition in LaPorte with Jared. So there is enough visibility, but because there's competition, then because Jared or Zales has actually, I put Zales, sorry, Zales has already done the lift in educating the market. I might want to do more in LaPorte because now I can show the market that they have options. I don't even have to worry about educating the market about jewelry, right? So there's lots of different things you can look here at Google Trends, right? So that's exactly, let me go back to the presentation, what you can see when you go to trends. And what's nice is you can look at your competitors. As I said, you can look at just your geographic area. You can see what people are talking about in your area, so you'll be relevant. And if you've ever wondered, what do I post about? Now you know what to post about, because you want to show up where people are already talking. We have always heard that in retail, that it's about location, location, location. Well, the location is online, and it's where the eyeballs are, and that's where you want to be. So you can look for seasonal trends if you want to know where keywords where people are searching, if you want to know what to post, or your competitors. What I like to do every morning is I actually use Google Trends for any of the businesses that I'm coaching, and I will go in there and look at them and monitor their competitors. So I'll sit with my cup of coffee, and I will actually have up here on this screen, let me show you what it looks like. So on this screen, just like I was showing you a moment ago, I would have, the name of the business here, a competitor, a competitor, a competitor. And what's nice is you can come up with this link, and you can create a link. And actually I save it within my Facebook, so I can share that link, and I can go back to that link all the time. So I don't have to always put in each competitor's names. So you can do that as well to keep posted on how the competitors are getting eyeballs looking at them. And maybe you can get some of their eyeballs of their people who are searching for them looking at you, right? You can also see Google Trends on YouTube, because a lot of people do a lot of visual search, and they are looking at video. A lot of people will think, oh, YouTube, is it as popular as TikTok? So just so you know, there are 1 billion views every single day. So 1 billion people actually go and view into TikTok. The TikTok videos, and in YouTube, just the YouTube searches, the YouTube shorts, which are the short 60-second videos, those are 50 billion. 50 billion people view those every single day. So you are missing 49 billion people if you're just on TikTok. And that's not even the long form video. So in a course of a day, 200 billion people look at YouTube, long form and short form. And then of course you can look at Google shopping trends, because maybe you have a longer sales cycle. So you want to see exactly that, maybe it takes 2 or 3 years before somebody becomes a customer again, or they add an accessory. So that's when you'll see an increase in the lifetime value of your actual customer. So also, within making the search engine feel confident, we have to make sure that our site loads fast. We're not patient people, everyone. We need to have our site load in 1.2 seconds or less on a mobile device, or you will lose over half, 53% of your traffic. For e-commerce sites, we're a little bit more forgiving, just a tad bit more. We'll let you load in 1.8 seconds before half of us will leave. And for every second over, you will lose another 10%. So you could be working your butt off posting on socials, and you get them to your site, and it takes too long to load because you just had to have that beautiful picture up there, which the #1 culprit is pictures that are too big. We put pictures that are meant for a print publication, which doesn't need that kind of resolution for a web, but we put it there because that's the format we have, and it slows everything down. And while we wanted people to see that beautiful picture, they will not wait to see that beautiful picture, and they'll go on to our competitors. All right. So again, also your browser and devices, make sure that they can see you. Okay. All devices, it needs to be mobile responsive and mobile friendly. If you're not, Google actually penalizes you for that, because people are going onto mobile first. And then also you can learn more by utilizing that link at that bottom right-hand corner that you see there. Okay. Hey, I wanted to take a moment to give a shout out to our sponsor, Shortform, which is a wonderful tool to help you be able to work smarter, not harder, by being able to take tremendous amount of information and get to the actual gist of it. Really, all of the key points, from blog publications to articles to actual videos in YouTube to books. You have all of that available to you through Shortform, and I've got a free trial available for you utilizing this link. Every week I do the Google update, which every Wednesday the audio format comes out in our free community, and then on Thursdays you get it by email. How I'm able to do that, because I look at 65 to 70 different sources, again, from video to actual articles and publication, is I'm able to utilize Shortform to help summarize and look at exactly what is the key points that would be of most interest to me, and whether or not I should delve in deeper so that I can apply how you can actually apply that as a small business and content creator, making the most use of an update for you. I utilize Shortform. Feel free to use this link for your free trial. If you decide to subscribe also using that link, you'll get 20% off, which is great because for the price of one book, you have access to all of this. And it truly is very focused and complete. It is the best tool that I get to use, and I wanted to share it with you. Thank you again to Shortform for sponsoring many of the audios in this video. All right. Now, you heard me mention earlier about the library, right? So this is the door to Google's library. It's called Google Search Console. By a show of ones, let me know if you've ever entered your site into Google Search Console. Let me know in the chat box. But this is where you can confirm that Google can actually see you. All right, so you can go in there and you can submit the request to Google to look at your site. You can look and see what your site looks like to Google, if you need to fix anything, if something is public facing that doesn't need to be public facing, because there's a lot of that happens. And then you can also receive alerts if Google is having any problems, like it's not showing up, something's not loading on mobile. You can get all of that information so you can stay on top of your visibility on Google. And you'll see that you can manage that by going to Google Search Console. You'll see g.co/search console, and that's at the bottom left hand corner. You'll see that there. So Google Search Console provides all of that to you. I am going to see if I can bring up a demo of that, but let me see what questions you have for those who do use Search Console, or you want to let us know how you use Search Console. I'd love to hear it. So let me go into Search Console actually, so I can show you just some of the things that you can see here. Let me see where I'm at before I go to the other screen. So I've not switched yet to another screen. All right. Always got to make it bigger when broadcasting. Okay. So what you can see in Search Console is you can see how you're performing. So you can see the full report on how Google sees you, where your actual average position. So in this business, it's at 19.2. It's in the first almost 19 searches of Google. You want to be in the top 10 to show up. Now you can make decisions on what you need to work on, what pages you need to work on, because you can go after all the pages and try to rank everywhere at the top of Google. But I go for the low-hanging fruit, which means I'm looking for something like this where, wow, you know, we got 6,899 people who love this, who thought it was important, but I'm in position 69. So I need to work to be in the top 10 position. That's what I'm going to work on. You can also see exactly the links. Who is driving traffic and bringing traffic to your site? So if you've got somebody who's writing blogs about you, and or somebody that's sharing you as, you know, somebody who just wants to give you some visibility, then you can show them a little bit of love and gratitude because they are sending business your way. So you can see how you can utilize Google Search Console. It also lets you know what issues your site is actually running into. So let's do that real quick. If somebody wants to drop their website within actual Google, or actually, I'm sorry, within the chat box, I'll put it in Google is what I was trying to say. All right, let's go. Paradise, you're first. So I'm going to go there. Let me bring that up and I'll go and show you what this looks like. All right. Everyone know that I am in a Google Chrome browser. Let me bring that up. It's going to be super tiny there at the very top. Okay, but I'm in a Google Chrome browser. You can only do this in Google Chrome. I put the word site, I put colon, and then I put //, and now I've got the site that Paradise shared. Since she was the first one in, I'm going to hit enter. And now I can see how Google sees Paradise. So I see Paradise, all of these pages associated with your site. So that's about 10, 20 pages. If that's how many pages you have your website, then you're good to go. Google is seeing you and seeing everything that they need. But are they seeing everything that you want? Just make sure is general 3 the way you want to label this, and you want this pretty passionate hands to be what people see here. Is contact 1 something you want them to see? So are the namings and the titles of our pages doing everything that they can to be aligned with the way people search for us and bringing out the front of our brand? Is general 6, see, this would probably, I'd want to work on this name because I don't know that it's PP Childcare. PPH childcare, I don't know what it's about. It's just saying general 6, just like gallery 1 and general 1. So I'd want to work and make sure that Google sees that correctly here. Okay, so that's what you can do. You can actually get that information though when you are in Google Search Console, because that's what it's built for. So how you can get there is go to google.com right now just to see how you look. And remember what I showed you. You are in a Google Chrome browser when I did that. Only Google Chrome will do that for you. And you can go to site colon backslash backslash and then your website name. Do not put the www. You do not need that anymore. All right. Wants you to verify your domain ownership. Yes, you do need to verify that you're the owner. So if you don't have access to your hosting or to be able to put code on your website, work with your web developer to do that, or find out what is happening with your hosting, because Google has to know and verify. Now, let me tell you a quick trick that is the best practice that I teach businesses is to actually put and connect Google Analytics first, which is a free tool which measures how people actually consume information, how they shop your site. Even if you're a nonprofit, they're looking and deciding where they want to put their time as a fundraiser or friend raiser and their money. So they're looking, we say that's shopping your site. It'll show you how people consume information on your site. But if you connect Google Analytics first, and then you try to connect Google Search Console actually talks to Google Analytics and it sees, wow, you're already connected, then you're good to go. Okay, then you don't have to go through that verification process that's as lengthy and hefty as going directly to Google Search Console. So try to connect Google Analytics first. It's usually a much less intensive lift, and then the two will talk to each other, which is what you want with Google Tools, because when Google Tools talk to each other, they all confirm the information, and now they feel even more confident that you are actually a real business, and they will show you higher in search. So a business profile, you heard me mention that a moment ago, hangs out there on the right. That's good visual real estate, especially when you're talking about location, location, location. So if you don't have one, you can go to google.com/business. You'll see there at that top of the left-hand column, google.com/business in blue is where you can set one up if you don't have one. Remember what I said, home-based businesses by appointment only. You too can have a business profile, and you're just going to suppress your address there. When you have confirmed that you are the business owner, now you have the opportunity to edit your profile, to be able to read reviews, to connect all your social accounts to your business profile, so you don't have to worry about Google finding what you're posting on social. If you've been so active on your Facebook business page and you want to make sure that that content is seen by everybody, even outside of Facebook, Facebook has incredible credibility in the search engine, feeling that it's confident that Facebook is Facebook. So your post will show up there, but you want to link it with your Google business profile so it'll show up about you and not potentially your competitor. So you can control all that. You can add photos and videos. In fact, if you're posting on social, I highly encourage you to repurpose and post that on your Google business profile, because a different group comes in there. Not everybody is on Facebook. Not everybody wants to be on TikTok. And you can also utilize Q&A. Just a little hint there, Q&A actually is where AI pulls a lot of its information. So the small businesses that are getting the best visibility are the ones who are really good at posting their questions, answering their own questions, and then liking their own questions so that the algorithm actually sees that this is an important question. You can do that without being penalized by Google. You can ask your top 10 or 20 frequently asked questions, so you are helpful as people are asking questions to AI, and your answer is now showing up. You can also create posts within your Google business profile, so you can utilize posts like other information. Maybe you got new product coming in, maybe you want to highlight a team member, highlight your actual business and its history. You can do that with your Google business profile. It is also where all your reviews live. There's a lot of validity in third-party reviews and recommendations, because it's not just you beating your chest that you're great, it is somebody else saying that you're amazing. And we put a lot of stock in that, as does Google. So a lot of times when I'm looking at businesses and competitors close to each other, or who are close in industry, and I want to see the difference of why one is showing up higher than the other, a lot has to do with reviews and the kind of reviews that people are leaving. But here's a little hint to everybody. You see the reviews, the words that they're using here, such a cute little sub shot. The staff was welcoming, happy to explain. In their own words, in people's reviews, they are telling you the words they use to search, and what matters to them, because whatever matters to them is most important, they will mention that in a review because it's the thing that stands out or sticks out for them. That's important for you to pay attention to because you want to know their own words. Remember what I said earlier about we need to be experts in our customers and the words they use. If you don't have reviews, go to your competitors' reviews and read them, because not only are you going to get their words, but you might get a little opportunity to see where they may not be doing well, and that could be opportunity for you. And then also in messages and people chatting and responding back to you, it could be a way that you also come up to the top because you're more available and responsive when people want to know, go, do, or buy. Okay, so I see some questions here. Let me go through them real quick if I can. If they are more than a sentence, it might take a little bit longer, and I'll save those to the end and ask you to repost that. Can I still use Search Console if my business website is hosted on a company's website? I'm an independent distributor. No, you cannot. You have to have either a landing page, like with a lot of franchises. Yvonne, they might have a page like for here in Midland, Texas, where I'm based at, or in Austin, Texas, or in Oklahoma, or in Greenwood, Indiana. So they might have a location, and they sometimes, depending on the way the franchises are set up, they'll give the franchise owner access to that. Then you can connect that to Google Search Console. But with a company page, no. The same thing with not with Amazon, not with Etsy, not with eBay, because those are closed marketplaces. So those are not sites that stand alone. Those are our marketplaces, and they keep their information locked in to people who are doing business with them and provide that at certain levels. Okay, so this is how you can get started with your Google business profile if you don't have one. Let's see, we are going to get that we have to post a video to verify. What are the messages we're getting that we have to post a video to verify our listing? Oh, okay, that's verification. That's a different process, and I won't be able to answer that here because that's a longer process, but I do talk about that in a session that I do called about how to get your business online, and that is about your Google business profile. So please get with your SCORE chapter. If you want me to come back to do that, I'm happy to, or get with your SCORE counselor, because they could help you with how you need to get verified, because the video verification process is very, very specific. Okay, there's an exact 5 steps that need to happen, and they need to happen in less than 2 minutes. Really, I'm recommending 1 minute, and it can be a continuous video that you have to have, and it has to be less than 25 megabytes. So there's a real process to it. Those who know the process are getting it done pretty quickly, but if you don't know it, it can be awfully, alarming, because it seems like a lot to do, and a lot to do it in under 2 minutes. So I do understand, Debbie. All right, other questions. Let me see. Where can I get assistance to create my own website? Definitely get with your SCORE chapter for that. YouTube videos on getting verified. Thank you, Richard. There really are some really good ones to do that. Plus, there's a whole setup in our free marketing community where we actually have the 6 steps, 6 steps to getting verified by video. Anything unique in small local niche markets? I'm not sure I understand the question, Brian. So let me know a little bit more context. Um, SCORE chapter, SCORE, not the core chapter, SCORE. Let me type that here. Who is hosting the event, actually? So SCORE is hosting the event. So whoever invited you to that event, it's their SCORE chapter. Make sure you get with them. Absolutely. Thank you, Berlene. Thank you. Can you use home address or USPS address? No, for virtual Google business profile. No, you cannot use a USPS. So you cannot use a post office box. Let's put it that way. You can't use a post office box, but you can use your home address and just suppress it so it doesn't show up in Google Maps. You just have to be careful when they verify you. The first thing that happens when you're verified, so now you have access to the back end of Google business profile to do all the edits and the updates with your personal information. The first thing you'll be asked to do is to drop the pin or move the pin. Don't do it. Don't be tempted. You'll see skip is at the very bottom there, right hand corner. Just skip it. You don't need to do it, but it is tempting, and understand once you move and drop that pin, then Google does put you on the maps, and you may not want your home on the maps. Okay. All right. Other questions before we go into Google Ads. How do you suppress it? It is the second question that you're asked. Do you deliver products and services to customers at their location? Excuse me. Or do you want them to come to yours? If you say yes, then you're going to show up in search and maps. If you say no, then you will not show up there. It will still ask your address because it might want to verify you by actually sending you a postcard, or also to know your general location. So those who do suppress their address, you can put up to 20 cities, counties, and state cities, counties, and zip codes in there into your Google business profile to show that you service that area. Okay. Other questions? There's some great questions, everybody. I love that you're using the chat box here. All right. I'm going to take you quickly through Google Ads because everybody knows ads are paid, but it is a great way for once you have all the other parts in line. So the search engine can see you well, you've got good titles, description, helpful content, you've got video there, you're asking for reviews, you're responding to reviews, everything like that is happening. So now, once you've done that, you can promote that out. Understand, I never encourage people to do ads if they don't do all the other things first, because all ads do are promote what you have. And if it's chaos and confusion that people have to figure out if they're your best customer or how to find their way around, then all you're doing is spending money and wasting money actually on showing chaos and confusion, and they won't ever come back. So you can find a lot of tips here at that bottom left-hand corner. You'll see ads.google.com. That blue link will take you to a lot of good tips that you can go through. When you go into Google Ads for the first time, you'll be in what's known as a smart campaign by default. That's what it drops you into, unless you say you're going to start as an expert. Sometimes I tell people to say to start as an expert, and the reason I do that, even if they're new, is if they don't want to pay for ads, but they want to use the free keyword planner that's in there. So there is a free keyword planner in Google Ads that you can actually plug in your website address, and it'll tell you the keywords that are most searched for your website. And you can even put your competitors in there to compare. And a lot of people will pay for that for different paid tools, but this is 100% free in Google Ads. Just so you know, that is available to you, and you can find it at the little wrench on the left-hand side or the top, depending on your Google ad platform, the format that it's at, because in different regions, it's in different formats. But before you do any ads at all, okay, make sure you know what that goal is. So being smart and being specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely in our goal setting is very important, right? Perfect. Thank you. I'm so glad somebody gave a link there to join SCORE. Perfect. I'm glad everybody's helping each other out because SCORE has such amazing resources. Everybody wouldn't be partnered with them if they didn't, right? Because they really want you to be successful in your business. Now, as you're going through ads, even if you do the expert mode, you're still going to have to put the name of your business in. You're going to have to put the website address. Again, if you're using this for utilizing and accessing the keyword planner in Google Ads, you can put whatever you want from your website. You can even put the main website, the homepage of your website. However, if you are using it for ads, do not take them to your homepage. That is the number one most costly mistake in ads, is that you take them to your homepage. It's the same thing with your social ads. That's a big mistake. If you told them that you are going to get this wonderful heirloom tomato recipe, then you take them to the page that you actually put in here, the page of that website where that tomato recipe lives. Do not take them to the home page. The reason being is they don't know you from anyone that they're seeing online. To build trust, we have to do what we say we're going to do. If we say we're going to take you to the heirloom tomato recipe, then we better do that. Do as we say. Now we start building trust. Once they get to the tomato heirloom recipe page, you can then put on the bottom of that page, you know what? We don't have just this, but we have how you can grow heirloom tomatoes on your own, and seeds and fertilizer and care and feeding. Now you can earn the right to get them to look at the rest of your site. But don't try to do that from the get-go, because you're asking a lot from them to drop them into your homepage and for them to figure it out. People just don't have time. Remember what I said, 1.2 to 1.8 seconds is all they're going to give you. If you waste that on them trying to search through your stuff, then you've wasted that opportunity with that customer and who they all connect with as well. You can see once you've put your ads in, what it will look like on mobile and in laptop, on a desktop or laptop as well. Can I repeat what again? Hey, let me know. We'll give you a $500 coupon. Yes, you can spend $500 there and spend on ads, but again, that to me is not free, because time is money, and the time actually is more valuable than money because you never get that back. For you to create an ad and everything, I don't do that until everything is aligned, because again, I don't want to put anything out there to promote, and want to make sure that I'm making every minute count, right? That it's getting me lifting my goal or getting me closer to the bottom line, right? So what do I need to repeat? Hey, yes, just let me know, okay? And I'm happy to repeat it. You'll set a goal here. You'll see when you're in a smart campaign, it is set up to focus on your goals when you know what they are. Don't expect Google to figure that out for you. You need to know what your goals are. Now you're going to write that ad. You will see that it does give you help with knowing how many characters there are for each line. So each heading that you have three headings. Each description, a character is a punctuation mark, a space, and an alphabetical character or alphabet item. You'll add themes. So Google does know a lot about industries, and so it will give you some selected keyword phrases that align with your industry, but you can decide by Xing out or plussing in the suggested keywords. Sometimes I just like to stop here though when I'm doing organic and pick up these keywords to use for organic, and then we don't even have to complete the ad. So I just want to lean into the fact that Google has been around since 2004. It's very knowledgeable. It understands a lot what's happening with the industry, and I don't want to pay for this research. I'm just going to lean into that and pick up the keyword themes from here to see what is around my industry. Okay. I understand, Marcy, it can be overwhelming. You know, it's a lot to take this in. Understand that when I started with Google. I mean, for 7 years, I've been on the Google team, but I ran my own business and I did not start with digital marketing being a part of everything that I do. Just so you guys know, because I want you to, I had last week, I had actually had two people a day tell me that they were 50 years old and they couldn't figure this out. Y'all, I am 59 years old. So if I can figure it out, you can figure it out. Okay. Just, it depends on your determination and the time and the assistance. The good thing is you have the entire score chapter available to you. So I love that you have the resources that I never had at the very beginning. So as you look through here, you can pick up these keywords, and then you can also pick up and put an area around there too. So you can drop and drag, you could put it by city. So those are different things you may want to do to find out what the keywords are for certain areas too. Or if you want to actually do the ads and you're going to send them there, you can do that as well. Um, so yes, so what I said, hey, as thank you for asking and clarifying. So what I did say is when you send an ad anywhere or a post or a social post, okay, when you send it anywhere, if you're posting on Facebook and Instagram, you know what? We have this wonderful pie that you can figure out the recipe, how to make this wonderful blackberry pie. Then we need to take them to the page on our website that has that recipe. Whatever we promise them, we need to do what we promise them. That's how you build trust. When you do what you say you're going to do, you start building trust with somebody new in engaging with you. When we say we're going to take them to the blackberry recipe and we take them to where they can buy canned blackberries, or worse yet, we take them to a website, which is all of these natural grocery items or farmers market items that they can buy, from wonderful celery to cilantro. Now they have to look through all of that. We're not aligning and we're not building trust because we didn't do what we said we're going to do. We need to take them where we told them we're going to take them. And that's how you can build trust in a marketplace. And you can also get more visibility. You'll see people stay around on your site longer when you take them where you told them you're going to take them. So that's where you're going to take them. Whatever you mentioned, either in an ad, you talked about the blackberry pie, or in a post that you put, or your email marketing even. Okay. Um, to the specific information you're advertising about, for example, a blog post. Absolutely, Alex. I see Alex helping out here. Only for ads. Nope, not only for ads. No, not only for ads, even for social posts. I see a lot of people get little engagement to none engagement on their social posts because they're trying to take them to the home page instead of where they told them you're going to take them. The same thing with email marketing, everybody. I see that a lot of times. Email marketers will put, okay, they'll just take them to the front page. No, if you told them you're going to take them to the 7 hydration techniques that they need to utilize for summer running, take them there. Because if you take them to the very front of the page where they have to go through 100 of your supplements and nutraceuticals, then that's too much. Okay. So now you can set your budget. Again, it's walking you through. So again, everything you see in the screens here as you're looking at the copy of the slides, this is what you can use as an outline. If you're going through Google Ads for the first time, it will show you what each screen is, what it means, and that Google will provide a budget to you that it recommends. I do utilize Google's recommendation. And I know a lot of people might be thinking, yeah, but you're a Googler. Why would you say that? Well, I actually say it because I work with businesses and I am a business. And because of that, that, I will go in there, but I'm not a set it and forget it gal. I will go back in and see after 3 days, did it work? And then I will make adjustments manually after that. I never set and forget without measuring. I just try to utilize its recommendation first before I do anything else. Now you can review your campaign, then I customize and personalize. That's why it's important to measure, because if you're not measuring, you're not marketing, okay? You can set up your billing. Now what, you can start looking at different variations. Did one ad do better than the other? Or was one photo better than the other? You can connect to Google Analytics to see what ads actually brought people to your website and what did they do from the people who came from the ads. So it gives you all of that insight. And when we have more information about our customers, we win as small businesses, okay? So as I promised, I'm going to go through a recap, which is to know where exactly you appear on Google and to know whether or not you're showing up in the first 10 organic searches. If not, you might have to have and build confidence within the search engine for you or with you. You can see that your next steps could be any of these. Maybe you need to get into the library, so enter yourself in there. Maybe you need a Google business profile so you control your information on Google Search and Maps, or maybe on ads you want to use the keyword planner, or you're ready to go out there and promote. You're ready to go, okay? Whichever you want to do, those are the links that you need. The thing is what will you do next? Because knowledge is not powerful until it is applied. So you just spent almost 60 minutes with me today. What are you going to do to apply what you learned to make today an investment and not an expense? So I do see, let's see, a lot of information here. If I'm new in business, Berlin said, where can I get more info how to properly establish my business? Score. Talk to your score counselor and they will direct you locally where is the best place to work with, and they will help you themselves. They really do want you to be successful. I love it because this is what they volunteered to do with experience behind their belts. That's what's so awesome. Now, a lot of people call this the money slide because you are getting a copy of all the slides. You are getting this already. I'm going to drop it one last time because remember what I said, when we hit the top of the hour, it's not going to be there anymore. Just give me a minute to pick it up again. And I'm going to drop that here so you've got it. And I hear some hot mics on everybody, just so you know. Just make sure you mute your mic, okay? But you might want to take a screenshot of that, or a copy of the slides is available to the top of the hour. So you got a couple more minutes. Use that link I just dropped in the chat. And get with your SCORE partners, because that is your resources. The SCORE chapters are there for you. They are your resource there, and they're 100% free. If you want to connect with me, this is how you can find me. That bit.ly link goes to all my socials. You choose the one that you use the most. I'll connect with you there. Those are how you can find me on all the other places as well. And I'm going to model what I always tell people. If you've given good service, good product, good information, then ask for a review, because more people would have left your review. Over 80% would have left your review if you would have asked for a review. You don't have to give me one, but I would be honored if you did, because I always want to make sure that it's a good learning experience for you in here. And now we're going to Q&A. So I'm going to stop the recording here from